Right guys, so it's been a little bit of a while since you've seen one of these fine beasts on the channel. Obviously, the channel's namesake, the M111. So, what you've been waiting for is obviously me to actually get this engine built, and it's been going on for far too long. Now, the main reason this whole project ground to a complete halt was because of the pistons running with the M102 connecting rods really caused some issues with the piston to deck height. And this is the M102 connecting rod. If I rotate the engine, this is the standard M111 connecting rod, and the piston comes slightly above deck height with the OM601 crank. Basically it was 4mm, which isn't really ideal. It won't really work. So my dilemma was, what pistons would bring that higher? Well, there isn't really much of a choice, especially when you're trying to keep them within the Mercedes sort of parts catalogue. So what I've ended up looking at is whether I can run with the standard M111 connecting rods with the OM601 crank and the standard pistons. Now, I believe the pistons are actually the same design but a different material in the Evo. So what you'll see here is this is a pre-Evo head and this is a Evo. So what I plan to do is actually use an Evo head on my M111 975 bottom end. So it's going to be a Frankenstein build. You've got two M111 engines, a diesel crank, and we're trying to make this work. Even the eBay Turbo has been modified with a TO4E hot side. The reality is that'll probably blow up within 10 minutes. But the fact of the matter is, I'm doing this on a shoestring budget and seeing how reliable it can actually be on a shoestring budget. This is kind of a bit of fun, but I am learning along the way. So a lot of people come to me with a lot of questions, expecting me to know almost everything about these engines. I know quite a lot, but there are people out there that are a lot more knowledgeable than me when it comes to the fine specifics of these engines, because they have already done the work. I am learning, and I'm learning as I go. And I'm bringing you guys along on the journey with me. And to be fair, it's a bit of a challenge having time to do this, but I really want to get back to it. So, I've got the Evo set up on the stand, and we're going to get tearing into this week, hopefully. All being well, it should be the case. I've got a little bit of time to do it, and it shouldn't take long to tear it down. Then we can compare these two heads side by side and see what the differences really are. Aside from that, we get to see what's different internally, and we will see the differences in the connecting rods, because they are different in these, but not by a lot. They just shaved a bit off. Basically, this engine was designed to be more revvy, whereas this engine was designed to be more torquey. The cam profiles pretty much back that up as well. So I've been doing a lot of research in the background, trying to figure this out, and I don't know whether it will work, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to see whether there's enough clearance between the valves with these camshafts in. Granted, there's a little less lift on these cams, I believe, whereas there's a little more lift on the pre-Evo cams. Either way, we're going to dive into it, we're going to find out, and I'm going to bring you guys along on the journey. That's it for today's video. It's just a quick update, but there will be a video coming this next week, in theory, that is getting into this at last. So, don't panic guys, I am sticking to my word. I'm sorry it's been so long. Anyway, with that said, I hope you're having a good Easter, and we'll see you in the next one.